Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first green ballin', tryna get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Different decisions that I done made got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing trees. And I'm saying niggas should be around there, won't see you off your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be damn, me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Faded the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. And I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Trying to serve ain't got no business on my block, now bitch, you're getting chopped. Now either way you try to fuck with my pockets, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm back in the mix. Those flaky niggas better stand down. Came home, got me some yam, I'm the man now. Niggas, some bitches all from my face, I ain't know who they is. Everybody up from my mix like I'm a hero and shit. Fall back, I'll buy a brick. Right now, I'm on a mission. I'm giving you 2 for 20. Got grams going for 50. Putting that in my pockets, the nigga, you bullshitting. What the fuck you ain't listen? I done told you I got to get it. Nobody depending on me, so it's all mine. I ain't stressing out by myself, that's how it going down. My mama fighting her little dicks and she gon' be alright. Before I ever tweaking and begging, I put something up on the pipe. This is no fraction of my life, still all in for a lick. Lurking for fatty, looking for niggas to tone mix. Start to lurking if I'm hurting, different side come out. That flip shit, Dr. Jacob, Mr. High come out. Gonna be, you know how I played it all. That nigga burning G.
Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some brothers gonna like it, some brothers ain't. I always said some sisters gonna like it, some sisters ain't. Shout out to all my people out there representing across this globe, PBK9s. Taking care of them dogs. It is what it is. Like I always say, let's get into this dog talk today. You know, I appreciate all my brothers and sisters, you know, that be commenting in them comments, because you give me a chance to respond to certain things that, you know, deserve responding to. You give me a chance to do all that. So I appreciate y'all, man. The ones that rock with me and the ones that be hating, you know what I'm saying? I love the comments. You know, so let's get into some of this dog talk today, man. Hope everybody having a great day, great evening, no matter where you at, great morning. You know, first thing I want to talk about, man, when it comes to these American Pit Bull Terriers, you know, when it comes to these American Pit Bull Terriers, you know, this dog has and when it comes to buying and purchasing a dog for fighting, owning a dog for fighting, let's talk about this topic real quick, brothers. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. You know, they want it PBK style, so that's what I'm going to do. Salute to my brothers that be rocking with me every single video. Man, I can't remember all y'all names, but you know I be rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? They want his PBK, so let me give it to them. You know, when it come to these dogs, man, and I ain't talking to just one or two people, I'm talking to anybody. You know, brothers in the trenches, brothers out here taking care of their dogs, doing what they gotta do. I'm talking to law enforcement, anybody. Understand this when it comes to these American Pit Bull Terriers. This breed was made for fighting. It's got a past from fighting. We know that. We can't take that away. So it's a thin line from when a brother say you buying, you owning, or you so-and-so for fighting. Because that's what these dogs were bred for. Now the thing is what you do with these dogs in your present time and in the future. You know, I mean, anybody can say, oh, you got a dog for fighting. Because the dog was bred for fighting. It's just common sense. You know, but majority of these brothers and sisters aren't doing certain things. You have a lot of brothers and sisters who may be, and then you have folk who aren't, but they still have the same breed of dog. And like I said on the last video, some brothers just like to have old dogs with old pedigrees that link back to different breeders. We can't help what them breeders did. That's a problem that should have been handled back then by the government if they wanted to handle it back then. The dogs are still legal, and if you do legal things with the dogs, there's nothing for nobody to worry about. You know, but the thing is, like I said, it's a thin, very, very thin line. All the history from these dogs are coming from fighting. So how can you know, like I was saying, if you get caught up with anything illegal, they want to say you a dog fighter, or they want to say you using these dogs for a certain thing. You see, how can you do that unless you have evidence? When you have evidence, that's different. You know, a few things lying around, paraphernalia is not evidence of dog fighting. You know, medicine is not evidence of dog fighting. Breaking sticks, because we're going to get to that, not in this video, but the thing is, we're going to make breaking sticks to where they're mandatory. I told my brothers, stop looking over this stuff. You know, big salute to all the police officers doing the right things with their dogs. You know, I done did several articles where K9 police officers were abusing their dogs. But at the end of the day, before it's all over with, every single person that got a bulldog will have to have a breaking stick, and every single police officer that's riding around with a K9 unit in the K9 in his car, he will have to have a breaking stick. Because see, these brothers and sisters who we call tree huggers, they either overlooking it or they just haven't noticed the fact that no police officer trains his dog to release on command. All law enforcement does the choke out method. Now, which one is more humane? For me to take my dog and stick a stick in his mouth? For me to be a police officer and keep this stick on me when my dog go out to apprehend somebody? I have that stick, so when it's time for me to take him off, it's easier. Which one is more humane? For me to stick that stick in his mouth and pry his jaws open and get it off real quick? Or for me to choke this dog and then the dude on the ground saying, oh, get him off me, get him off me. The police officer saying, you better stop hitting my dog. You better stop hitting my dog. How can I stop hitting him when he's digging into my skin? Which you train him to get better bites. You train him to get better bites. He's getting a better bite. So how can I stop hitting him? My natural instinct, my body tells me to hit anything that's biting on me like that. You see, so it'll be a day that police officers, you know, when they conducting their job, they will have to have breaking sticks. You know, these type of things aren't dog fighting paraphernalia. You see, they're making the job too easy. I can understand when we say brothers get caught up doing something, or there's evidence, like these brothers and some of them, they had cameras and stuff, and these brothers going back and forth and conducting certain things in front of these cameras and around these folk, you know, that's tapped up and stuff. I understand all that. No argument with that at all. You know, I'm not here to fight them brothers' case. I always say, you know what you're doing, and we all grown folk out here, you know what you're doing, before you do it. Like, it's almost too close to call it when you have people on the outside looking in, when you saying these brothers are just collectors, these brothers are just pet owners, and these guys are doing what they do in that dog fighting thing. It's hard for the person on the outside to look in and tell, but this is where you have people who voice their opinions, people who tell what's and how it's going on in this dog game. See, we gonna get to all that stuff. These boys say they want one of them exclusive videos tonight, so I'm gonna give it to my brothers and sisters, they're rocking with me. That's all I really got to say about that, man. It's just the line is just so thin. You really have to be careful. Like I said before, and I'm gonna touch on this real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. When we always talking about back in the days, imagine no social media, imagine none of the high tech phones, none of that type of stuff. If it was a cell phone, brothers that had them, it was no prepaid and none of that. It was the high bills. If you had cell phones back in them 90s, you had the high bills where you had to go to Bell South or one of them real phone companies like that and get your joint connected. But the technology that's out here today, man, this the situation that we always bring up, everybody's not doing everything right, but then we underestimate these phone conversations. We underestimate Facebook conversations. We underestimate all that type of stuff. And you just look one way, one-sided. I keep telling brothers, it's not a hard thing to do. Raise these dogs, take care of them, enjoy yourself with your dogs. Like I said, my thing is to walk with my chest out and my head high when I got my dog. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to be acting like you doing something illegal because you got an American Pit Bull Terrier. That's the whole thing and the point to get across, man. Having a pit bull don't make you a criminal. If it does, let it be known. In the public, let it be known to the country, to the world. Owning a pit bull is illegal. It ain't owning, it's what you do when you own it. But it's hard. How can you say I'm owning something and I'm gonna use my own situation? How can they say I was owning my dogs for fighting just because I got caught with a flirt pole with a piece of hog hide on the end of it, a treadmill, a chicken in a cage, a healthy chicken in a cage, and what they call a logging chain. My dogs are fat. Well, they was fat then. They were fat. The scars that they found on them, they was day-to-day life scars. It was no dog fighting scars. So my thing is, what can constitute them giving you the owning a dog for a fighting charge? I can understand you say I'm transporting, but if you got, like I said, technology is different. Evidence is a whole lot different than it was back then when it comes to these type of situations. His brothers has got to play it right. It's just at the end of the day, Now let me keep this thing going, man. Cause see, I'm out here in these trenches. You see, everybody ain't in the trenches. It ain't everybody job what they doing to be in the trenches. But it's easy for folk to throw this. It's easy for folk to call names. It's easy for folk to sit back and listen. When I'm up here doing my thing. And like I always say, man, big thank you to everybody that's rocking with me. When you ever come on this side of town, when you rocking with me, holla at me. Or if I'm on your side of town and I make some type of notice that I'm there, hit me up, holler at me, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in these trenches trying to do the right things with these dogs and standing up for brothers that's doing the right things with these dogs. You know, and like we always say, it's never gonna stop. We ain't here to try to stop it. We here to give brothers this news. Do what you want to do. You know, the days of trying to convince a brother is over, man. For me, at least. I'm just giving you the news. Do what you do, and I'm voice my opinion about it. I can care less what you comment. Now, my brothers, my sisters, my people, my folk, let's talk about this, right? This is what some of them brothers down in the chat want to talk about, and we're going to hit this in the head right now. Or some of them brothers in the comments they wanted to talk about over the past couple of videos. So let's knock it on down. The brothers want to blame YouTube, Facebook, social media for what's going on, problems in the dog game. Let me cut that short for you right now, big dog. It ain't no YouTube brothers getting y'all in trouble. You see, don't try to blame YouTube, not near one YouTube channel for what's going on in this dog community. None of them brothers, none of us brothers. You see why? Because Facebook got you where you at. You see, don't bring and try to mix your Facebook troubles and try to blame it on YouTube. You know, you're up there making matches, you're calling weights, you're talking about any and everything you don't supposed to be talking about on Facebook, and you want to try to bring the YouTube fellas into your Facebook troubles. No, man, y'all got Telegram troubles. You know, Telegram troubles. Don't try to put the YouTube thing on y'all problems and what y'all got going on and the fucking up and bullshit y'all out there doing. Because we give these old stories, because we telling stuff, because we going to talk about exposing and stuff like that too, because the brother talking about exposing this, exposing that. That's the problem. Listen here, we going to get into all that, man. Don't blame YouTube for none of y'all shit that y'all got going on. Like I say on the last one, y'all are your own problems. Y'all cause the problems for your damn self, and you try. That's all you do. Blame, 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 when you the one doing it. YouTube, this and that, and this and that. Man, listen here, man. YouTube gonna be YouTube. YouTube was YouTube before the dog shit started, and YouTube gonna always be YouTube. You started them Facebook groups, because I can remember right now, when Facebook started, it wasn't no dog groups. Them dog groups just came over the past couple years. You see? Tell the truth about this dog game. It was no way to talk about all them pit bulls and stuff on Facebook. It ain't got nothing to do with no YouTube. Facebook exposes bullshit. Facebook exposes all y'all weak thinkers. Facebook exposes dumb thinkers when it comes to the dog shit. Idiots. Facebook exposes all that, you know, and then you get on Telegram, and then 3 or 4 months later, you back on Telegram. You act like them people forgot about all that stuff. Oh, man, listen here, man. Y'all, not y'all, some of these brothers in this dog community is idiots. Like a brother told me, you can't teach stupid. Plain out and simple. I ain't trying to convince you. I'm just giving this dog talk and the dog news, like I said before, to my brothers and sisters that rock with me. You want to blame it on YouTube, man? What? Blame it on all that stuff y'all talking about in all them groups. Blame it on all that stuff. Even your favorite dog men on Facebook in them same groups doing the same thing. Supposed to be moving like a elder, but you're moving like a minor. But you want to blame it on YouTube. That's the problem with the dog community. None of y'all want to accept reliability when it comes to these dogs and what's going on around you. You want to get mad. Some of you want to get mad and change the channel when I start talking about how you bring 100, 200 people to a show. You want to get mad. Man, speaking the truth, it just is what it is. Like I said, y'all taking something that was a secret society, and y'all went public with it, and now y'all trying to blame it on YouTube. Listen here, man. Every brother that do a YouTube channel been through their own situations, and they talking about what they did in their days. They ain't talking about nothing y'all brothers got going on nowadays. I'm the only one to get up here and get his news. That's the only thing we talk about that's going on nowadays. You're getting busted. You don't want brothers to know you're getting busted. That's why I say we're going to talk about that exposing, because a brother commented on the comments about exposing the dog game. And he made it to a bad thing. We're going to talk about it. We got plenty enough time to talk about it. Y'all hit that like button up. Y'all get up in here. And like I said, y'all rocking with the beta tonight. PBK9s, the one and the only. You know what I'm saying? When you go up there and you see somebody up there with that PBK and they ain't the one you're looking for, you know, just go up there and ask them a question. Ask them something. You know what I'm saying? Let them boys say, they walk up to you and ask you what the day's mathematics is. You give an answer. Or them boys who do them sets, they come up to you, ask you, certain things you got to kick. Just ask them what that news is today. If they don't know what you're talking about, you know they ain't debate. You know what I'm saying? Rock with me, man. I just got to take it one step at a time and speak to some of y'all brothers, because like I said, can't teach stupid. We all know that. Some of y'all brothers, you don't want to be past stupid. You want to stay on that level. It's plain to see. Now, brother tell me we exposing too much in this dog game. Now, my thing is, what you want? You want total silence, right? You want the news to be silent, but you want to take 200 people to the dog show. Like I always say, make it make sense. You don't want me to expose the mistakes, but you want to take and make mistakes every day, and you want to brag and boast and boost your ego up with all the people. You got a whole damn club at the damn dog show. You see, nowadays times, if I was to go to a dog show, nowadays times, you put on your cologne, you know what I'm saying, and throw on something fresh. I ain't gonna go out there looking like a bulldog, because man, there's a chance I can holler at some ass out here. Different era, dog. Back in my days, we came to get dirty. Came to get dirty. Now, you want to talk about exposing this dog game and how is it messing up? Who has exposing mistakes ever messed up? Period, in general. You see, no matter what it is, brothers do. Sports, and I'm going to show you a few sports plays. That's the point of looking at film, exposing your mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes twice.
Clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
Boxers, exposing your mistakes so you don't make the same ones twice.
As Ortiz tries to sportsmanship, Mayweather makes him.
But yeah, you want me to keep the mistakes quiet. What kind of fella are you? You see, I said, and I still stand on it. This channel ain't to try to help brothers dodge it. This channel is to let you see reality of how it's going on. Make whatever decisions you decide to make. But understand, this is how it's going. This is how it's going. That's all it is. Exposing the mistakes, man. Learning from the next person's mistakes. And like I said, everybody that's playing sports, all of them look at film. Everybody make mistakes daily whenever they do whatever they do, even their jobs, no matter what they're doing, they make some type of mistake. Why do supervisors step to their employees and they no matter what kind of job they got, supervisors will step to their employees and expose their mistakes because they don't want them to keep making it. If they don't step to them and say, yo, this is what you're doing wrong, how can I expect you to change? So when you get in the comment and you feel smart and you feel like you saying some type of something to throw me down, I ask you, and I'm asking you, who has ever got in trouble for exposing mistakes? Only thing exposing mistakes do is help brothers get out of trouble. You know? And when I say get out, I don't mean no damn dog fighting trouble. We talking about the sports. You know, every mistake, tennis players, when we looking at the stuff that we did in the past, now we can react to things different. Golf, baseball, no matter what it is. Every, and that's why I say, a lot of y'all brothers, you can tell you ain't never been on a winning team. You can tell you ain't got winning team mentality. You know what I'm saying? You just, you is what you is, swamp material. You know? But you want to think, and them the same ones that need them bulldogs to make them feel like they somebody. Same exact ones. You know? You rather for the mistakes to not be talked about, period. You know? You seen this news for the last 4 years? You hear what I've been talking about for the last 4 years? This shit ain't just happening. That busted happening in South Carolina over the past couple weeks, past couple days. That's not the first time something like that happened. That ain't the first time these brothers act like they the first dog fighters anybody ever got locked up. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You know, learn from your mistakes, make different moves in the future. You know, and that's all any brother can tell anybody. You know, even like if I'm a cook and I pull out something and I make mistakes, oh, my supervisor, oh, you did this wrong. You know, you put too much sugar, you put too much salt, you know, you put too much flour in it. But if he never tell me what I did, 6 months later, you know, or when our supplies keep coming short because I'm using too much ingredients, and he know I've been using too much ingredients for the last month, he knew it. But now the supply is short and the money got to come out of his money, you know, the overall money that he getting. Because of lack of exposing my mistakes. He sat around and look at me pour all that extra sugar for the last month, knowing I'm pouring it. He not gonna try to fire me. He not trying to fire me, but he know I'm making this mistake. Sitting around, letting your teammate constantly make the same mistakes is only bad for the whole team, you know. And like I said, if my supervisor would have stopped me from giving too much ingredients, too much flour, sugar, in the stuff that I'm making 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time, then we would have had money saved over. We wouldn't have had to order no extra stuff, none of that, and we'd have been good. You know, if my supervisor have the mentality that some of these brothers down in this comments have sometime, it'll be cutting in his bread, making him come short. It ain't gonna affect me because I'm on an hourly. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, man. Like I said, everybody gonna do what they gotta do because we all grown out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just plain out and simple. So no matter what you do or no matter what job you got, you know, it's all about correcting mistakes. Because like I said, nobody's perfect, man. Period. And whether we say we can all strive to be as close as possible to doing things right, you can't do that if you don't correct your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can't teach stupid. You know, and I would stress myself out trying to teach stupid. You know what I'm saying? Some people it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know, it kind of made me laugh when I seen the brother trying to blame Facebook for their problems. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube for their problems. When y'all shit started way before YouTube, and YouTube don't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on. You know, y'all safe grounds is Facebook. Y'all feel like Facebook and like I said, and Telegram is the safest place for y'all to talk y'all illegal activities. You know, a lot of y'all get kicks the same way I say these brothers feel like they get kicks by having it at a club around the show. Some brothers get kicks and you know, getting on Facebook typing this. Oh, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't touching nothing. You ain't blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. Y'all made your own self hot. Y'all make your own self hot daily. I'm just the one to show you what you're doing and let everybody else see what you're doing. You mad about that, you know? Hey, man. Now, one brother asked me what kind of game am I playing. Brother, do you not understand? This ain't a game out here. You must be don't get the picture yet. You know? I know it may be hard to see it from the other side of your TV where you at, but we out here in these trenches. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel insulted for you to say, what kind of game is it playing? Am I playing? You know? You must be a brother who want me to let the mistakes go untold. Let the mistakes fly. You must be one of them brothers. Like I said, man, it just is what it is. Better get your shit together for your ass ending up on this dog news. Simple as that. You know, you don't like it, hey, you know what to do. Do the right thing then. You know? Simple as that, man. Folk out here standing in the fire of this thing, out here in the trenches, man. You talk about what kind of game is folk playing. This and that. Some man ain't playing no games about this. Man, listen here, man. Anybody I put on the news, you done had ample time to know about what was going on over the past couple years. You know what I'm saying? Everybody make the moves they make, and then everybody who in this dog thing, like I told you before, it's a couple things you know already. When you get in trouble with them dogs, I don't give a damn who you is. You already know your ass gonna be on TV. Simple as that. You know, the same way I know a lot of y'all want me to be out here fucking up like Triple J. Don't mention Triple J name up in my damn shows, man. You know what I'm saying? And talking about something I said about him. You damn right I said something about him because he's a backyard roller trying to act like this and act like that. When you showing you backyard in modern day time, Triple J. Backyard. Damn right I said it. You know? It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And that was backyard shit. So like I said, don't bring Triple J name talk up over here. He ain't creative as we is over here. His bulldogs ain't up to par. And we ain't got shit to hide over here. You know, we don't lie about shit and we don't make up shit and we don't ride off of what the next brother talking about. We can hold our own weight up over here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't running when the shit get hot. I ain't backing down. I'm up in the trenches, like I said. I ain't running to no fucking paddle-dales. Big salute to the brothers that run paddle-dales. But some of these brothers in this pit bull game, they go to running and getting scared when brothers telling you what it is from the start. Like I said before, some people just too idiotic to understand. When you go on YouTube, a lot of this shit is over. A lot of this shit is over. You want to go on YouTube and be well known on YouTube, and then you want to go stand around a backyard boogie box. Listen here, brothers. A square don't mean it ain't backyard. Just because you got a box up don't mean it ain't backyard. Backyard. You know, I tell brothers, they expose themselves all the time. All that dog talk. Yeah, man, you backyard, Triple J. You know what I'm saying? Backyard. And I'm like I said, man, you know, these dog brothers, I don't know what they want. You know, all I said, all it is to it, the Alabama, if it's an update coming up for it, I got that. I got the updates for that mall can't shit and anything else that jump off. You know what I'm saying? Dog news. This ain't nothing new to brothers, sisters. Dog news, man. We just keep that thing rolling and giving it to the brothers. You know, some people just so used to trying to fit in, and when they try to fit in, they gotta do whatever the people tell them to do. When they try to fit in with them, so many people are used to that. They don't understand when you try to help them, or they don't understand when you're not trying to be that person that's trying to control what they're doing. They so used to being controlled and being the puppet of somebody. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no puppets over here, dog. Everybody do their own thing. So you got about 20 some, maybe 30 YouTube channels, and then you got hundreds of dog groups, hundreds of idiots that get up here and flash money in front of their dogs and say who want it, who want this, who want that. Young dumbasses. I didn't expose them on my videos and I got blocked. I don't care. I get kicked out of all the groups and I talk shit to half the groups. You know? Y'all make yourselves hot. Y'all make yourselves hot. You know? You don't want people you don't want the truth exposed. The same way I said, Mark can't blame nobody for his problems outside of James L. McGivens, Buck City Kennels. If you want to blame somebody, blame him. Because why would he even come around you? Why would he even broadcast you when he's an outcast to the government? Not an outcast to the people. We're going to take that. We ain't going to talk about that. Outcast to the government. So when I say you make your own mistakes, you are your own worst enemy, I'm only giving you the truth. Now, I do got a few things to talk about when it comes to these dogs and bloodlines, and then we'll get back into that, when we're done with this. Holding water. When it comes to holding water on your dog and competing in any competition, everybody have their own way of doing it. And like I said, I can't really say it's a wrong way, but my thing is, how can holding water be good for an athlete in order to control his weight? I can understand a day or two, or inside of a week that you're trying to get a certain, trying to do a certain thing and you got to lose a little bit. But if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you know what you're supposed to be doing, you shouldn't have to hold no water back. I'm talking about all the way down, until you're about to go into your competition. Maybe several hours before then, because you don't want a dog with a full stomach of water running on a treadmill or a full stomach, period. Anything in the stomach when it's trying to jump up a wall and trying to go high as it can go. You can't expect for them to get high in their stomach full of water. So I can understand, the last few hours before the competition. But what I don't understand is that just being lazy, jumping off the porch, doing something that you're not comfortable doing, but yet you still want to do it. I just don't understand. Water is a main factor for an athlete to train. So why would you hold any kind of water away in the weeks of training just because you can't keep the weight the way it's supposed to be? Like I didn't understand why them brothers was feeding 2 or 3 times a week. 2 times, maybe 3 a week. And that's why I always say too, man, a lot of these brothers have these, the way they do their dogs. They feed them a couple days a week, 1 or 2 every other couple days. And that's why you got to be careful who you get your puppies from. And that's why folk dogs don't look like other folk dogs when it comes to certain pictures that brothers show on Facebook where they know their dogs looking good and things. You never going to look like these brothers' dogs when you're feeding your dog twice a week. Like I said, everybody don't deserve to have them. These dogs are great dogs. They are a part of American history just as much as many other things, baseball that we call American history. These pit bulls are a part of American history. When the country was being created, these dogs were coming into the country just as everything else was being created and built up. So, and a lot of breeds, can't say that today. It's a lot of breeds that were around. They're still around, but they weren't the America's dog from the time they came in to 2025, and they say the French Bulldog is the number one dog right about now. But we all know what that is. It ain't nothing but a fad. A little fad or whatever. So everybody trying to make their little $1, $2 here. That don't last long. You know. Them pit bulls is proven. Stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Stand the test of time. So we ain't worrying about who number one right now. Because at the end of the day, we know what the country think about them dogs as far as, popularity. You know. But holding water, I just don't really see nothing good coming from it, man. I think whoever doing this type of program, the whole water throughout they keep or throughout they exercise thing, I think you need to, just go to the drawing board and figure out a better way to do it. Pay attention, more close attention to the smaller things that you got going on. Adjust the feed before you adjust the water. I don't know, man. I'm just giving my opinion. Like I said, I'm not a scientist in this thing. Just giving my opinion. Another thing I want to talk about is being able to spot the difference in dogs, but the same bloodline. You see, a brother might get up here and promote, I got this Boudreaux this, I got this Boudreaux that, or Boudreaux this, right? And you see the dogs, but the dogs literally don't look the same as Mr. Boudreaux dogs. They're the same color, and they know if you want to say, a black dog look like a black dog, but all black dogs don't look the same. Be able to distinguish what's what when you look at these dogs. You look at, he got a set of Bolio dogs, and he running the same set, bred the same way on paper, Bolio dogs, but they don't look the same. Understand and be able to tell. That's part of having that keen eye. It's not just when you're doing something illegal. It's when you need to have a sharp eye when you're doing anything when it comes to your green dollar bill that you don't work hard for, and you about to bring a family member into your house. So you need to have that sharp eye. Whether it's from you may see something bad that you don't need to bring them in. He's showing you he may have a bad temperament, and that's not going to be right for your family. You need to have that eye. And that's why I say you need to be able to look at these dogs. Everything Red Boy Jocko ain't Red Boy Jocko. I don't mean it's bootleg. I mean, it's Red Boy Jocko, but it ain't the quality that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Every Bolio or every Eli or Jeep dog is not the quality of Jeep dog you're looking for. That's what I'm saying. Be able to distinguish the two. Because you have folk who get the same pedigrees, and this will help you when you have your cop blocking and your backstabbing and your cutthroat and all that type of stuff. Everything cheap ain't better. Everything cheap ain't good, or cheaper rather. You pay for what you want. You pay for your product. You pay for what you get. And like I said, man, having that keen eye is very, very important. This is why I only, a dog trainer only needs a few minutes to do an evaluation of a dog. Just in a few minutes, a few seconds, some dog trainers may say, just being around that dog, checking some things out real quick and having a keen eye to what they're looking for. And that's why I say, man, just be able to tell the difference between bloodlines, not between a Jeep and a Red Boy Jocko dog, but between two Jeep dogs, both of them coming off of the same Jeep offspring, but one brother breeding his this way, one brother breeding his that way. I don't mean they going to different dogs. I mean, one of them is taking his a little more serious. The other one is just breeding to anything, and the pedigrees look the same, but the dogs don't look the same. So like I said, man, it don't matter what bloodline it is. It can be Epinette, it can be Garner blood, it can be any blood that you are interested in, and you may come across another kennel that has the same dogs, but it don't quite look like the ones that you're trying to get for yourself. Like I said, none of y'all boys is making these fake pages to drop these comments. You're not in the trenches. You're making a fake page just to make your comment, about the dogs. You're not out here in these trenches, man. So At the end of the day, keep being a coward like you is and let them folk keep chasing you around like they doing, and I'm going to keep putting your ass up on the news. Simple as that. You know, eventually brothers will get the picture. Hey, all I can do, like I said, is just give it to brothers. And like I said, I'm flabbergasted by how this dude say YouTube exposing too much. Man, no, man. I get my YouTube, I got many of my YouTube videos I got just off of looking at stuff that y'all comment on Facebook. You know, that's all you gotta do. I tell y'all brothers all the time. And somehow or another, brothers don't listen to me. If any police officer wanted to catch any of you assholes for transporting, owning, purchasing, or selling a dog for fighting, all they have to do is look at your Facebook and then see what you say about these dogs, and then call you up to buy a dog from you. They may don't even have to buy the dog from you. Just look at what you saying about the dogs. Oh, now to hit you up. Oh man, I like your bloodline. Let me give you $2,000 for that one. Knowing what you done said about them dogs, or knowing what you're up here preaching about them. Boom. Now you want to blame YouTube, and you want to blame this and blame that. You blame your damn self, like I said before. I don't look at no overseas Russian matches. All that overseas, I don't look at none of that stuff. I don't want none of my IP tied to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I seen matches before. I don't need to see a match again. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. It don't kick me to really see another dog doing that type of shit. And I know what's going on out here in 2025. I said a lot of brothers don't know how to adapt to modern day times. Because we older, we bring that same mentality, that same way of thinking that we had way back in the days, and you still using it now. And then, like I said, you build up these fake channels to get up here and make these comments to like they really gonna mean something. You know? Big shout out to the Stoic Dog. I think that's how you pronounce it. Big Stoic. Big shout out to you. You know? Hey, and you ain't the one that made that comment. You know, I just thought about you just now, and that's why I say send you a shout out. But yeah, man, I'm just letting y'all brothers and y'all sisters and all my people across the country and world know that these brothers do not want me to expose the mistakes of the dog community. They want to continue to be losers. Not the brothers that's getting in trouble. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that's out here. They want to be on the losing team. If you want to be a winner, you got to move like a winner. You know, winners don't move like that. You see, I'm in the trenches is what I said, right? It's a difference that's why I tell you, you know, I cannot be the one up on my channel saying I'm a certified dog fighter. You know, no matter how fake and phony YouTube is, when you in the trenches, you know better. What puts me in the trenches is that these brothers be out here hating. These brothers be out here wishing that I'll be up on the news just as much as they be up on the news. Or just as much as they was up on the news, rather. I stay in the trenches. Oh, he doing this, he doing that, he doing this. Man, listen here. Boy, if all y'all was gangster, it wouldn't trickle down from one city to the next city, to the next city, to the next city, from the next state to the next state, if all y'all was gangster. So stop talking to me like that. Stop acting like, everybody tough guys, this and that. When you conducting yourself, like I said before, like the Boy Scouts. And another thing, brothers can't be leaving from a 4th grade class and come over here try to jump in this senior class over here. You're never going to understand what we're talking about. Y'all over there getting that 4th grade education when it come to these dogs, and then you come over here dropping your 4th grade comments when we over here talking about stuff that's on a whole different level, man. Entirely different. We strive, and like I said, my brothers, we strive to make sure everybody know this ain't gotta fit in society right here. Only thing we want to try to fit in, and you ain't gotta try to impress nobody to do it. Just fit in. This club is called a Just Fit In Club, doing the right things with these dogs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta try to look all bad, get your ego up. You ain't gotta try to impress me, impress her, impress him. Just come on in and fit in, man. Just do the right things with these things, and that's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? We don't care how you dress. We don't care how you look. We don't care what color you is. You know what I'm saying? What sex you is. However you want to live, it's you. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure you take care of them animals. That's all it is to it. We don't ask for much. We ain't gonna talk trash about you because you go watch another channel. Or no. We ain't gonna do none of that. What we ask is something simple. When you handle a breed so elegant as the American Pit Bull Terrier, please treat them right, because we have a hard time with these dogs, you know what I'm saying? And our folk all across this country, they try to do the right things, and we get looked at certain ways because of other brothers, And like I always say, we all make mistakes when it comes to these dogs. We all felt like we wanted to do this or do that. It ain't what you did. It's how you move forward. Can't say it enough. Getting jammed up with dogs, getting caught up in a dog fighting bus. Most of the time, you don't get banned from having dogs. Most of the time, you don't get a dog ban. Maybe while you're on probation or something like that. They only give that to the wicked people and the sick people across the country. Or if you had a real, a major case or something, maybe, But I mean, I pretty much wanted to, at least dedicate a little bit of this video to asking what's the problem with exposing mistakes? You know what I'm saying? The pit bull community is really not, and that's why I respect when a lot of brothers that do these YouTube channels said they doing their own thing, basically. You're really not trying to associate yourself with this pit bull community. I mean, you got friends. Of course, I don't mean this brother ain't your friend or that brother ain't your friend. I mean, when it comes to these dogs, man, no matter how a brother feel about your dogs, your pedigrees, or whatever you running, forget that. You supposed to think you got the best, you got whatever you got, and stay high on your dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it don't sound like a bad idea to make your dog famous in a whole nother way. Do it. Make your dog famous for eating that soup with that fork. You know what I'm saying? Because you the brother that's going to be out here with your family with that famous dog that's getting... See, this is what the pit bull community will do. They will hate on you so bad in this American pit bull terrier community if one of these brothers take a pit bull and make him famous by getting his owner bottles of water out the freezer. He made him famous by that, and he got stud feeds on his dog higher than any of y'all brothers who give these stories. This pit bull community will hate on that brother so bad. Oh, he don't do this. He don't do that. What he ain't doing is going to jail. What he is doing is what you can't do, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So now you maybe can hear what I'm saying. Maybe it's starting to get through to some of these brothers. You can keep your dogs. It's what you do with them. Like I told you before, it don't take, if you got a bulldog, it don't take your whole life to to get that reputation you was trying to get. A lot of brothers bullshitted a long time with these dogs. I came in, like I said before, everybody don't come in at the same place. You know, I came in at an excellent spot with Crossroad Kennel. Excellent. I couldn't, now that I look back on this shit, now that I really look back on it, I mean, only other place I could have came at a better place than with Crossroad would have been with Mr. Crenshaw, Mr. Chavis, somebody like that. You know, going to holler at Mr. Tant every single day, somebody like that. You know, other than that, or Mr. Boudreaux, going to hang out with him every single day. Other than that, as a 15, 16, 17-year-old coming in with Crossroad, man, I couldn't ask for nothing better. But I didn't realize it then. Knew I had good dogs, you know, but didn't understand that if I would have started right then, boy, look at here. By the time I was 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you know, it would have been sky's the limit. You know, but what we do is we play that film. I play that life film, and I sit back and I look what I did, the mistakes I made, and how I did what I did, and I move forward on that. You know, and hopefully we get different results. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can never not want to see film, you know, on certain things when it comes to our performance. So I ask y'all brothers again that make these comments, who sent you? Where you coming from? Why you ask the things you ask? You know? At this point right here, I don't know. You know, when brothers be saying, oh, ask this person about me, or talk to them, I don't know nobody. All I know is I do this dog news, and that it is what it is. And then we spoke about brothers involving their females in their illegal activities. Now let me ask you this. Why would you involve somebody you love? Why would you put them in a situation to be able to tell on you, to be able to have any information of what you're doing? If you really love that person and really care for that person, they wouldn't know anything about any of your illegal activities. Because if they got picked up, what can they tell? What can they say? She can't tell nothing about me. She don't know none of that stuff that I'm doing. I guess you can call it living a double life, or living or doing a whole. Basically, all it is keeping your old lady out your business. You know, and that ain't a bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing. You know, and I feel like, you know, it's only gonna benefit her in the long run. You don't want them folk to run down on your house and then she know everything about your dog stuff, and then they put that force down, that full court press to make her tell everything she know. Let them put that full court press on her, but she don't know shit, literally, and you know that she don't know nothing. So no matter what kind of press they put on her, hey, in your head, you confident to know she don't know nothing about what I got going on. That's the era I came from. But we in the era now where they want you to keep making your same mistakes, keep doing all the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, hey, I got to say this. It's going to always be job security for them law folk, because the simple fact, you can't teach stupid. So it's going to always be job security for them, you know. No matter how much I say stop this or don't do this, it's always going to be the ones you can't, that just don't care. And since they're going to be job security for them on that end, that leaves job security for me on this end. So drop down in that chat, drop down in them comments, and tell me how it's not exposing this dog game for what it is. Tell me how is it hurting how is it hurting anybody? And by you not exposing what's going on in this dog game, tell me how is it going to help anybody? You know, all you going to do for not exposing all this fuck shit that's going on in this dog game, all you're going to do is hurt everybody. Giving them a bunch of false dreams. But y'all stay safe, y'all stay legal. PBK9s, and I'm out.